Hey guys, how you doing? It's Kevtech here, bringing you another video on information technology. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Saturday. And today I want to go over some Office 365 stuff. Obviously, if you're new to my channel, you know what to do. Rate, comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. All right, so let me share my screen with you. Today what I want to do is I want to log in as Dave on a Windows 10 machine, and I want to set up his Office 365. And I also want to show you behind the scenes, like some Office 365 administration stuff that you could do if you're working with a user or if you're working with a client. So literally the first thing I'm going to do, so because you guys maybe don't watch some of my other videos, maybe you do. First thing I want to go over is Office Developer Program, because I get asked this question a lot, like, how do you get Office 365 for free? Because it's browser based, right? You don't really need like anything crazy, right? So how do you get, like, if you have a Windows 10 machine or a Mac machine, and whatever, I don't know what you use, but it's browser based. So you go to your browser like Chrome or Safari or whatever, right? So how do you get Office 365 for free? And I made a video on this before, but I'll share my screen and I'll go over it one more time for you guys, because you guys have not probably not aware of this. But there's this thing called Office 365 Developer Program, and I made a video on this on YouTube a while back. But basically, you get it for 90 days, and you have the whole subscription: users, mail, Microsoft, SharePoint. You'll get 25 licenses, and you have access to all the stuff needed for Office 365. And I tell people, like, if you watch my videos and go over what I go over through this description, and then you add those skills to your resume, you start applying for jobs, and then put yourself out there and see who's hiring, who's not hiring, right? So just put yourself out there. You join right here, and it's gonna ask you for your information. And you have to log in. I have a login account. I'm not gonna create one because I already have an account and everything. I have a paid subscription, but this is for someone that doesn't want to pay and they want it for 90 days. What I do is, because I'm a little sneaky with this, right? Is I create multiple email addresses. So like I'll have one email address and I'll have it for 90 days. Then I'll make another email address. I have it for another 90 days, so it's 180 days. Then I have another email address and I have 360 days, right? So take advantage of this, right? So then you have a whole year of access to this, if that makes sense. All right, now that I'm done with this, now I'm gonna go over this stuff. So I'm right here, and before I even log into this, because people are gonna ask me, how do you get to this page, right? So typically when you log in, if you have admin rights and you have full access rights to everything, right? And you have full access rights, you'll start on this page. And then if you want to give someone access to, I guess, Office 365, you get to click the admin button, right? So then you have all this stuff here. It says, Teams admin, how to use admin, licenses, the bill, how much I'm paying a month, your domains, unread messages. So here you go to users, you go to active users. So you have deleted users, you have guest users, you have devices. So like here, if you do active devices, it will show you which devices are available or being managed. If you go to teams here, this is active teams and groups. You got policies and you have billing. So what we care about today is active users. So I'm gonna go to Dave, because I do have an account called Dave, and I have him set up already. And I think it's David, not Dave, but David. Yeah, he's right here. So if you guys don't know anything about this, like, you have a button called reset password. And I'm gonna reset his password, and I'm gonna make a password, and I'm gonna do capital W welcome one exclamation point as the password. And I'm gonna put 2W. Okay, that doesn't work. All right, so we're gonna do that typical password 123 exclamation point. Password contains a word or phrase user number that makes it easy to get. Okay, so it doesn't like that password. So we're gonna do you know what? We're gonna go to DynoPass again. So I'm gonna go to DynoPass, and I'm gonna generate a password from here. And we're gonna do cute cola 97 as the password. Let's see if it takes that one. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna do copy and paste. That one should work. Still not strong enough. Oh my goodness. All right, we'll go with that password then. See, that one works. I was like, is there a bug with the website? All right, so that's the password we're going to use. I know it looks a little wonky. I'm going to just put it on another tab just so we know what it is. And I'm going to do reset password. And now Dave has his password. So now what I want to do is, because Dave has full admin rights, I don't want him to have full admin rights. I just want to give him limited access, right? So what we're going to do here is I'm going to look at his information first. I'm going to look at the devices that he's connected to, doesn't have anything. And I'm going to look at licenses and apps. And I want him to have a Microsoft Premium account. That makes sense. I don't want him to have access to everything because that would be insane, right? So you see all this stuff here. So it's a Microsoft licenses, Skype. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And then here he has Office right here, and then mail is right here. And go back to licenses. It gets a little complicated here because you can give a license and you have all this other one as well. And then when you go to licenses here, this gets complicated as well. So this is fine. I'm going to save changes. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how it looks from David's perspective. But before I do that, I want to go into Exchange admin. And I want to make sure that he does not have crazy admin rights, right? So we're going to go to mailboxes. We're going to go to David. And he has a user mailbox. Doesn't have anything crazy here. So this looks right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to admin roles. Just admin roles right here. It's different. This is different roles you could give to people if you want to make them an admin or you want to give them certain admin rights. So this is just showing you what this is. And I'm going to go back to this one, close out of that, right? Just make sure that he's set up correctly. So there's different roles right here you could set up as well. There's the group administrator, global reader. As for Azure, they have Exchange as well here. This is Exchange level access. So it gets complicated with this stuff because you got to look at all the settings and you're like, oh, okay, this guy has a lot of access. So you got to look at the settings and everything. But I just wanted to go over some stuff here for you guys. If you guys want me to make more videos on Office 365, please let me know. So what I'm gonna do now is Dave is right here. I'm gonna go to my VM. I do have a VM for Dave. I'm gonna hit yes. I'm gonna hit yes. I'm gonna hit skip. Just give that a second. So Dave is right there. I wanna log in as Dave, and I'll show you like, and I know this seems like an easy video or simple video, but like this is what you would be doing every day. Like literally, if you work Helpdesk or IT support, and you're working with a customer will call you like, oh, I need you to set up Office 365 on my computer or set up Office Suite for the first time on my computer, and they will literally ask you those questions like, how do you set it up, or how do you go into Outlook, the Outlook web application? You know, they'll ask you for all those questions, if that makes sense. Just give it a second. So here they have user templates as well. You create a new account. You have template account. Close out of that for a second. User template, add a template. So basically, this is a template that basically, it's a template that you have. So if you don't wanna like, it's like to make your life easier, like automation. If you don't want to keep creating an account over and over again, say for example you have 200 or 300 accounts and you have a template, you could just use that template and then deploy it to 300 accounts. So that's basically what this is. Now, add multiple users. This is to add multiple users all at the same time in one shot like that. You could do that as well in here, and then you could upload a CVS with the user information, which is kind of cool. So this should be good now. Let me see. Offline account. Limited experience. I'm gonna put it as David. Come on, exclamation point. Come on, exclamation point. I gotta put these. I gotta put the name of the questions of this. All right. I'm gonna put the same thing for each one, just for now. This is crazy. I hate Microsoft sometimes. With all this stuff that they added, like all these layers of things that they added, which is kind of annoying, but it's fine. All right, so skipping that. Not now. All right, so David should have admin rights, which is fine. This is just for demonstration purposes only, right? So let this set up. Give that a second. I figure I should probably make a video on SharePoint, maybe one on OneDrive, maybe one on Teams. Like let me know, guys, if you want me to cover like admin rights with using those products, because OneDrive and SharePoint, I have used that in my job when I was a help desk person or IT support person. I was dealing with that and creating SharePoints and creating different user organizations for people in different departments and setting up their own SharePoints for people that they requested and tickets. Very, very time consuming, by the way, but should be good now. There we go. All right, so a little bit of Edge. It's a little bigger. All right. Start about sync. Gmail about sync. Edge is like it's not that bad, but it's just like kind of annoying, So I'm gonna go to office.com. And we're gonna sign in. And we got David here. David at Kevtech And we're gonna use that crazy password that was created. Should let me in. Yes. And then this is how it will look when you log in for the first time. If you don't have admin rights, you shouldn't have admin rights. Like whoever you're working with, they should have access to the apps, but they shouldn't have admin rights. So this is typically how it will look, right? And then you're working with David, and if David wants to change his password, he can change it right here. So like that password that we created, that crazy password that we created, we could probably change it here. And I'm gonna do that right now because that password is extremely crazy. Let's see if it lets me change it. Change password is harder for people to guess. So yeah, so it still doesn't like the fact that I'm using that password. So I'll leave it alone for now. We'll change it later, but it's fine. And so yeah, so this is the login page. Sometimes you'll have users that they will ask you like, how do you set up your out of office replies? So you could do it on Outlook Office web app. So if you go to this one, and this is a survey, and this is my invoice. So if you go into here, and you have this sign in with a different account, if you go into the gear tab, and you do view or Outlook settings, right? You have your layout. So if you want to change your layout, because sometimes people do complain with their layout if you're working with someone. You have your reply and you have your signature. So if you want to add a signature here, you can. You have your attachments, you have your junk email, you have your messaging handling, you have a bunch of other stuff here. Sync emails, forwarding, calendar, and then calendar is like the weather, events, notifications, accessibility. There's a bunch of stuff here. There's a lot of stuff here. So here you have this. Then you could go back to here if you like. And you have your tips right here. You can do a Teams call. You have your OneNote here, my day. Let me close out of this. You have your rules here. Here is where you get your add-ins. So like if you're working with a user and they need help with their add-ins will be right here. On my add-ins, you can have an add-in right here. It's already added. Like Zoom's already added. Admin manage add-ins, which is, some of these are managed already. So that's your add-ins right there. If you want to open up another mailbox, like if you try to give yourself access to another mailbox, you can do it from here as well. Open another mailbox and put the name of that mailbox here. The 3 dots right here is more options. So see your profile. The gear right here again. See your layout right here. I went over all this stuff already. This is where you would put your vacation. Like a customer asks you, like, oh, I want to go on vacation. I want to put my automatic replies just right here. So you turn it on. You put your send it through this time, that time, and you save it, and that's it. You should be good to go after that. So you could do it there, and you should be good to go after that. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out of this, right? And I'm gonna show you the screen real quick. So you see like this screen right here, right? It has a bunch of stuff in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna install Premium Office 365. So you click on this. And you know, it seems simple, but it's not. Some customers don't know how to do this. You have to walk them through this or randomly remote into their machine and do it for them. So you open this file, you hit yes, and it should install it for them. And then they could probably close out of this and it should be fine. It's trying to install the app right now. If you see it right here in the bottom, it's trying to install it. And this is typically how you would work with a customer. You set up their applications. And you tell them that, oh, if you wanna access, if Outlook doesn't work on your main computer, you could always go to Outlook right here. If Teams is not working for some reason, because Teams is like a little finicky. Sometimes they work, sometimes it doesn't work. You can go through here and use their Teams over here. So like, if they don't want to use it on the app itself, they could use it on the browser itself and actually log into Teams and actually use it here if they want to, instead of using it on the app itself. So sometimes we will help users and clients to set up Teams on their computer and download it for them and install it for them and set it up for them. And they have audio devices that they have, like their microphone, their headset. You want to make sure their video is working, right? So Teams is right here, and then within Teams, you can go back if you like, but also within Teams, you have the ability to create stuff in here. So you could click on this right here. Let me get out of this because sometimes this thing gets crazy a little bit. So you manage your apps here, and let me close out of this. You can add more people. You could create more channels. So like if you want here, you could create a channel and then invite a bunch of people on it and then have your own little chat if you like. That's part of this as well. You have the 3 dots right here. You have your shifts. So sometimes in some jobs, they have this thing called shifts. So basically when you click on shifts, if you're working with a team or you're working with a department or you're working with like Helpdesk team, and a team environment, they'll have their own shifts here and it'll show their availability if they are working with you, what day and what times they're working with you. So in my other job, we had the shift calendar, and that calendar would show everyone's availability, and we would show if someone's on vacation, if someone's doing something, we would have it there in shifts. So, and here's to download Teams, and here's to customize your devices. So like if you want to customize your background, you could put it in dark mode. You could manage your account. You have your privacy. You had app permissions, you have accessibility, your captions, transcripts, files, you have your calls here, your voicemail. If you want to forward your calls, you can. You do forward my calls and configure my voicemail. You could do that here. These three dots right here, it's the same thing. It's keyboard shortcuts and settings again. It goes back to the settings tab. And then yeah, that's pretty much it for Teams. You have Word, Excel as well. You could open them up in browser based as well if you want to. You could do that here, which is kind of cool. Still waiting for that to install. So this does take a while because it's using the internet to install it. Just give that a second. Then what I do is like when I'm working with a customer, this is a Kevin thing. This is just me because I like to be organized with people, especially when I'm working with help desk people and working with executives. Like I literally remove Edge and go into Chrome and download Chrome, right? And I'll get Chrome for them and download Chrome for them because nobody likes to use Edge. In my previous work environments, like no one in any of my jobs likes to use Edge. It's always been like an issue with some of the people that I work with. So it's like real life scenario right here. Like you're downloading Chrome and you're setting up Chrome. Yes. Hopefully it's a lot faster compared to this because it's taking a while. Just give that a second. So it's right behind it. It's trying to install it. Chrome is pretty fast. It shouldn't be slow. So I'm gonna close out of this browser. Let's give it a second. That one's still installing. And what I usually do is when I work with a customer, like I'll remove this. I'll remove this. I'm just showing you what I do in a day-to-day job because this is stuff that some people did that I know that I work with deal with. I remove this. I'll remove this. I'll remove that as well. Like certain things I would remove. Hidden. So then it looks like that now, right? So that's completely gone now. I quit this. I would bookmark this one. Sorry, bookmark already. I'm gonna close out of that. I will remove this one. And they're good to go after that. After that, they're good to go. And then if they want this back, obviously you could put search, show search box, and it should come back right here. I typically remove this as well. Show people, like this would be in the bottom. Like this is really weird. Like no one uses that in the work environment. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, unless someone does use it in the work environment, but I get rid of that nonsense as well. And yeah, and I leave it very like plain and simple for each customer. Like they'll have Chrome, they'll have their yellow folder on the bottom, and they'll have Outlook, Word, Excel on the bottom, and then that's it. And sometimes PowerPoint as well on the bottom. Really depends on the customer. But I keep it to a minimum. I don't like to have a bunch of stuff on the taskbar. It's just crazy, right? You wouldn't have it like that unless you work with a company that they use a lot of applications, and that's a different story. So this is almost done. We'll be done in just a minute. So this is almost done. Let's give it a second. Yeah, you gotta have patience with this because it does take a while to install Microsoft Office. The computer is slow and it'll take a lot longer, but this is typically what you would do in a work environment. I'm not even making this up. Like it does take a while. So I'm waiting for that to finish. It looks like it's done. So then what I do for the customer is when I'm working with a customer, I open up Word, I open up PowerPoint, I open up Excel, pin it, pin it, pin it. Then I open up Outlook. And then I'll put right there, David at kevtechitsupport.com. Now put his password. And it says here, do you want this to be managed? Do you want this device to be managed? Yes, it is. It has to be managed by us, yes. And that is asking for an approval from me because I already set up two-factor authentication with him with this account. So it's trying to log in as me, which is fine. Let's see here. And it says here, create a PIN in place of passwords. If I had cancel, does it let me? So let me skip it. Okay, let me skip it. All right, cool. And I hit done. Just like the other ones, we'll pin it as well. So that's pretty much it and how you deal with customers and setting up Office 365. I know it's a long video, but you should like for me I sign in or I have a product already. I don't know why it's making me sign in. Like this is weird. Sign in already, damn it. Accept, close. Yeah, so like this is it, and then you basically you'll get calls from you'll get calls from people like, oh, I need help. I need help me set up my Outlook, or it doesn't look right, or it looks weird, or whatever. It's just they do complain about certain things. That's just normal. When you're working with customers, it's extremely normal that they complain about stuff. So like hypothetically, like he's logged in already, right? And you're like, oh, that's it. They'll complain like, oh, this is annoying. Get rid of this focus inbox. We'll get rid of that, right? I want this to be on the right, not on the left. Like they'll call you about certain things, and that is normal in IT land. That is a normal thing. That is not like not normal in IT land. They'll ask you like, oh, layout. Let's put the layout. Let's put it on the bottom, or let's put it on the right. They'll complain about that stuff. So this is totally normal for IT is normal when they complain about certain things. So like this one right here, if I can move it, it's not letting me move it. There we go. So now they'll have all the emails on the right hand side. So that's how it is, and the Outlook is right here. Calendars right here. It's right here. Then you go in here, you go to your settings as well. Like all this stuff right here, they put it on the left-hand side. Like I said, go to view settings. You could even turn it off. Like if you don't like how this looks, like you could even turn it off. See how it changes it? Like if I click on this, change it to that. So you could literally turn this off. Like if you don't want if you don't want it to look like this, you go to layout, folder pane, reading pane off. I'll put everything in one spot like that. And then you could adjust it to the right or the left for the customer. And then here you could do other stuff as well. Like if you want to add tabs on the top, you can. Like that's what this is for. Like add columns. That's what this is for. So like if you want to add like, let's say like the read column, you can put it right here on this. So now you have this icon that looks like it's unread or read icon. Some people that missed that, you could put it here. And if you want to get rid of some of the stuff, you can. What you do is just drag it up. Then if you want to expand this or move it to the left, you can do that too. Categories, you don't need that. You get rid of that. You can just move this to the left, move this to the right. Super easy to deal with. It's nothing complicated, but this stuff that you'll deal with a customer if they're calling you for help. So that's it for me. I know there's a long video. I'm gonna stop sharing. Hopefully this helps you out. If you're brand new to IT. If you want me to cover more Office 365 videos, let me know. I don't have a lot of Office 365. I should probably make more videos, but hopefully this helps you out. This is how you set up a user from scratch. The right way, hopefully, not the wrong way. You know, you pin their stuff, you put their stuff there, make it easy for them. Don't give yourself extra work, but then they'll call you over and over again, right? You don't want that. So that's pretty much it for me. Hope you have a wonderful day and have a great Saturday. Take care. Peace. Bye.